Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second session of the TeenLife Live Gap Year Fair. We're going to take just about 10 seconds here at the top to let any attendees roll in, and then we will get things underway. But we appreciate you joining us. If you're hopping over from the first session, thanks for coming back for another one. This is our second and final session of the evening, and we've got 6 more amazing Gap Year programs. And if you're just now joining us, here for the 7 o'clock Eastern session, we appreciate you coming. We did just have a wonderful first session where we heard from some amazing travel and all sorts of different Gap Year programs. And that was recorded and should be sent to you. If you're here watching us now, you should get the recording of that first session tomorrow. So we encourage you to take a look at those programs as well. But tonight we're focused on the programs here in session 2, and we're going to get things underway very shortly. Thank you for coming. My name is Jonathan Kendall. I'm a representative of TeenLife Media. Thrilled to be welcoming you here tonight. A reminder to you joining us, your camera and your microphone are turned off. This is a Zoom webinar, not a Zoom meeting, unfortunately. So our presenters won't be able to see or hear you, but that doesn't mean we don't want you to participate. We're glad you're here live, and we'd love to hear from you. So if you want to let us know where you're tuning in from, or you have any questions at all for me about TeenLife or for any of our presenters in the presentations they give, feel free to drop those in the Q&A panel in Zoom or in the chat, and representatives from all our organizations will be sure to be ready and willing in the chat to answer those questions you might have. So be sure to take advantage of that, should you have any. We had, like I said, 6 amazing presenters in the first session, and we've got 6 more here, so be sure to stick around to the end, especially if you see one that you're interested in. But if not, if you have to hop off, or if you want to share this, with your students or with your peers or with your team, I know we have a wide range of audience members here. This is being recorded, so feel free to shoot that recording to your friends. We encourage you to share it. Real quick, if you're unfamiliar with TeenLife, if you're recommended this by a counselor or anything like that, I would love to just let you know that TeenLife is one of the leading search engines. That's what I always like to say, but it's one of the leading sources to find enrichment and education experiences, very much like the ones you're going to hear from tonight. Gap Year is sort of our bread and butter at TeenLife. We love connecting students with Gap Year programs. We have all sorts of resources on our website. We have tens of thousands of listings to go through, where you can compare different Gap Year programs to each other, or filter through all the different options based on price or when you want to start or the age range in it. So I really encourage you just to go to teenlife.com and to check out all those resources there. And then lastly, we just published our TeenLife Guide to Gap Year Programs, the 2022 version of that earlier this week. This is a digital publication in a magazine format that has a lot of the information you're going to hear from tonight, has some program information for a wide range of programs, but it also has some articles and some interviews and some tips, some testimonials about what a Gap Year program is, how you can fund your Gap Year program, how you can pay for it. And just sort of really digging in sort of in a longer form, reading format, what a Gap Year is and what it can do for different students. So really encourage you to check out all those different options. Check out the TeenLife blog. We have all sorts of different Gap Year information there. But first, tonight, we're going to jump right into our presenters of these 6 amazing programs. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and hand it off to Wilderness Adventures.
Great. Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to get to share with you guys our Wilderness Adventures Gap Semester programs. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen quick. All right. Can someone confirm, Jonathan, are we good?
Yep, looks great.
All right, perfect. So again, my name's Will. I am our regional coordinator for our Gap Semester programs. We offer 4 programs in total. We have 2 fall semesters, we have 1 spring semester, and we also have a shorter summer semester that we offer. Just going down the line, we're going to talk a little bit about our upcoming spring semester that's set to hit the field February 12th, 13th. And so essentially our Gap semesters are wilderness based. You're in the field for about 70 days, you sleep in tents, and all of our students learn a handful of different outdoor curriculum. So, we range in a different variety of activities, whether it's backpacking, canoeing, whitewater rafting, and of course, the whole entire time we're focusing on a leadership education. This is just an example of kind of the pertinent details for our spring Gap semester. It's pretty common amongst our other semesters, similar cost. Again, we're also available for 6 college credits, which is super exciting, from the University of Wyoming. And we can chat more about that if you have any specific questions. But This is an example of some semester highlights when it comes to what one of our programs looks like. And this program, like I mentioned, is traveling around the Southwest. They'll be canoeing in Big Bend National Park. Wilderness Adventures has been around for around 50 years. We have a plethora of permits in all of these wilderness spaces that allow us to operate and to kind of provide a variety of different activities for our students amongst a wilderness gap semester. So, we're heading out, we're doing 7 days of backcountry canoeing in Big Bend National Park. They'll come out of the backcountry, and in between a lot of these different activities that you see, our students will be showering, they'll be doing laundry at a local laundromat, and kind of doing a lot of food prep for the next activity. These trips are not all wilderness, like you're not in the backcountry the entire time. You'll kind of go from front country campsites where you'll have service to week-long stints where you're out, whether it's canoeing or backpacking or climbing. So after the canoeing, right, they backpack Coronado National Forest. They'll get done with about 5 days of backpacking. They'll come out, they'll do their deep prep, and then they'll embark on another activity. This one would be climbing in Cochise Stronghold, which is in Arizona. So kind of throughout the semester, like I said, they're focusing on that leadership curriculum. With this semester in particular, they're focusing on an Indigenous people section, getting to explore Chaco Culture National Historical Park. One big highlight with a lot of our programs is that, we offer a wilderness first responder course. So this is an industry standard full 7-day in-person kind of innovative wilderness medicine course, essentially. So our students are able to go through this week-long course with some of our partners, and they walk away having this professional certification. So, if you're looking to get into the guiding industry or you're looking to trip lead for a similar organization, this is a great first step to kind of gain a lot of those wilderness medicine skills that allow you to, get these jobs in the future, if you're, under 21. So that's a huge component, and that's amongst the board with all of our semesters, whether it's our summer and both of our fall semesters that we offer. Going down the line, this one is pretty water heavy. So they'll be doing another canoe section down Labyrinth Canyon on the Green River. They'll get to do some backpacking in the world famous Canyonlands National Park in a really specific area called the Needles District. Again, utilizing some of those permits that we have that not any of these other organizations really have the ability to go to. So that's a little bit about our just a sample itinerary for our spring gap semester in the Southwest. Again, that one's set to hit the field February 13th. And like we talked about, the option for academic credit is always there. So our students, can reach out to myself. I'll put them in contact with the University of Wyoming, and they're able to get those 6 college credits, 3 of them being an intro to outdoor leadership credit, and then the other 3 being that wilderness medicine credit as a part of that first responder course that they'll take. So you may be asking yourself, why Wilderness Adventures? There's a lot of different programs that you can choose from when it comes to whether it's a wilderness, outfit or whatever it may be. But let me tell you, Wilderness Adventures strictly is so much fun. We're based around community, and we really care about the small and inclusive group setting that we're able to offer. It's a big commitment to take a gap year and being able to, embark on a journey in the wilderness with, a bunch of like-minded individuals who are all focusing, wanting to learn and grow together. You're able to build these lifelong friendships and memories that, you'll never forget. Not only will they be getting professional certifications, like the Woofer or like a Leave No Trace certification. Some of our other courses offer a Swiftwater Rescue certification, but, the certifications, they add so much to your resume, but really the life experience and the ability to gain these life skills is what this is really about. We have really technically trained guides who are leading these semesters, providing a wealth of knowledge for our students and being able to explore some of the most beautiful places in the area in the country. So whether it's you're trying to explore the Southwest, whether you're trying to explore the Rocky Mountain region, the Pacific Northwest region, again, we're only domestic, so we don't offer any international programs, but we've been running these wilderness programs for around 50 years, and the program speaks for itself. So highly encourage, if you're interested in the outdoors or want to get into some of these, outdoor rec pursuits, that, this is a great way to do it with Wilderness Adventures. Right here on screen, we have a few of our dates for our other semesters. One thing to note is that, with these semesters, you don't necessarily have to come in with a ton of different skills. We welcome novice outdoor enthusiasts, and these courses are built on a progressional base. So basically, you can come in, you'll learn the ropes of backpacking, canoeing, climbing, and as the each semester finishes up, you'll gain the skills, and the trails will get longer and things get harder. So essentially, those are our semesters. Thanks so much for taking the time. I highly consider joining a Wilderness Adventures Gap semester. They're amazing. I'm going to drop our website right in the link, so you guys can check that out. But thanks again for the time.
Thank you so much, Will. Sounds like a lot of different great opportunities there. We're going to keep things moving and go to EuropeGap.
All right. Hey, everyone. Let me get my screen shared and we'll jump into it. Hold on. All right. We're good?
Looks great.
Think so? Okay, great. So thanks, everyone, for joining. My name's Emma. Today, we're going to be discussing everything you need to know about EuropeGap Year options, from short-term programs to the full year, everything that we got. So to begin today, I want to tell you a little bit about EF and who we are. Simply put, we're the world leader in educational travel. Since 1965, we've helped millions of people see new places, experience new cultures, learn new language, and discover new things about the world and about themselves. We're really prepared for anything the world can throw at us, whether it is a worldwide pandemic or something else. And we just know how to produce really amazing and safe experiences for all students. We're also an educational partner, working with thousands of high schools and colleges in the US. And we call ourselves globally local, with over 52,000 EF staff members located all over the world, which really means we know what's happening on the ground everywhere we travel. And all of this just creates a really great foundation for our GAP programs. So the last couple of years have really shown us that the only constant is change. We're also coming to understand that real growth can happen anywhere, not only within the classroom or behind the screen. So our programs are really designed to help students thrive in this ever-changing world, to give them the space, to give them the tools, the experiences, and the confidence to take on the world. So from here, let's dig into the programs itself and talk about how they're structured and how they work. So let's start with the different lengths. These here are your options. We have short-term programs that are 4 weeks and can fit into kind of any part of your calendar year. We also have semester options that last 10 to 11 weeks and look a lot like a semester in college, but you're traveling the globe, not in the classroom. And then finally, we have the gap year option, which is 25 weeks beginning each fall. And that looks a lot like a typical academic year with 2 semesters and a winter break. Students also have the opportunity to gain college credit while they're on program. While you're on program, you're also going to have a whole team of amazing people around you at all times. You'll, of course, have the cohort of students you travel with, but then you'll also have your program advisor. So every student is paired with a dedicated program advisor who will be a mentor, emergency contact, really the main support system from enrollment to touchdown back home. And these folks are really incredible. They're truly there for you 24/7. And then you'll also have tour directors, field directors, and local guides. They provide kind of the expertise and the insider perspective that make for a really unforgettable and magical trip. And a lot of them are local from the location. Also keep in mind that as we go, regardless of which program you're on, all these aspects are included as well. So every EuropeGap program is comprised of different modules. Some give you the ability to customize your destinations, while others are fixed. And these include guided exploration, language and culture, service and sustainability, and business and internship. And they're really kind of the building blocks of your program. So from here, we can kind of dig into short-term and then semester and then year. Our short-term programs are all around 4 weeks long, and they happen in various countries and at different times throughout the year, as I mentioned. We currently have a couple short-term program options just on this next slide. First is European Discovery, which gives you a European tour of a bunch of different cities and cultures. The next program is Language and Culture in Spain, which is based at our language school in Malaga. Then we have Sustainable Development in Costa Rica, which is a way to really explore the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in a hands-on way. And then finally, we have Global Business in London, where students will take classes on the core fundamentals of business. Next, we have our semester programs. These 12-week programs are built around the academic semester, like I said, so they'll depart in September and January each year. There's really two different categories when it comes to semester programs. The Pathfinder and Changemaker are 10-week programs. They're structured in a way to give students the opportunity to gain a lot of perspective, visiting a bunch of different countries, and they're a little bit more hands-on and guided. While the second category is comprised of more modular-based semesters, combining different activities and giving students more of a sense of independence. So these include Discoverer, Globetrotter, and Explorer, as well as our most recent launch programs on this next slide. The Entrepreneur is all about independence, where you intern for 8 weeks in Stockholm, and then the Voyager allows you to embrace kind of more of an adventurous side in Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, and Japan. And then finally, we have the 25-week gap year, which is really our ultimate fully customizable global gap program where you can mix and match modules. So for instance, you might choose language study in Costa Rica, service in Thailand, internship in Stockholm. It's really limited only by your imagination, and there are tons of combinations to choose from. And you might be thinking, where can I go? What are the locations? This is just a sampling of the destinations that we offer. Our programs span 5 continents, and we have more than 20 unique destinations. So really you get the chance to explore the entire world. So hopefully after hearing a little bit more, you're feeling inspired and energized by all of this. And you can see here how the pricing breaks down on these programs. We have a lot of ways to handle the finances, from payment plans, scholarships, fundraising, and there's just a lot of ways to make this dream a reality, and we're here to help you get there. So with that, as for next steps, I'd suggest connecting with one of our EF Gap Year consultants. They speak to hundreds of students each month. They really live and breathe this stuff. Whether you're ready to take a gap year or have no idea, they're there to help you decide what's best for you. And we also have weekly info sessions where we dig deeper into our programs, alumni stories, and more. So I know that was a lot of info in a short amount of time. Please reach out with any questions that you might have, and I'll drop some links in the chat as well. But thank you all so much and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Emma. And like you said, we know that 6 minutes is not even close to enough time for all of these programs to give a taste of everything they have to offer. So we really encourage you, all of you attendees, to dig into the ones that interest you most and really get in touch with these people so you can learn more. We're going to move right along now to Carpe Diem Education. Take it away, Anne.
Cool, thank you. Hi, everyone. Let me just get myself set up here. We all good?
Looks great.
Okay. So thank you for joining this evening. My name is Anne Kenning. I'm the director of Carpe Diem Education. Our headquarters is based in Portland, Oregon. So Carpe Diem offers semester, summer, and year-long programs for students between the ages of 17 and 22. We run programs in the South Pacific, South America, Central America, India and Nepal, Italy and Greece, Southeast Asia, and Hawaii. We focus on community engagement, intercultural exchange, and personal growth and reflection. So all of our programs have space for up to 13 students, and then there's always 2 overseas educators who are kind of leaders and guides and mentors throughout the semester. Carpe Diem is one of the first organizations to be accredited by the Gap Year Association, and we're also a certified B Corporation. So on these next 2 slides, there's just a little bit more information about the different regions where we travel and the themes for each program. So we've chosen program themes for each destination as a way to help students identify a program that is the best fit for their interests and goals for their gap time. So for example, if you're really interested in climate change, I would steer you towards our Italy and Greece program with a focus on resilience and regeneration. Whereas if you're really excited and passionate about furthering your Spanish language study, potentially Central or South America might be a better fit for you. So at Carpe Diem, all of our programs are holistic. And what this means is that they include a number of different components rather than just focusing on one thing like outdoor adventure or service learning or language study. All of these different icons on the screen are included in each of our semester programs. I think this makes Carpe Diem programs a really great fit for students who maybe don't know what their interests are, what their passions are, and maybe aren't totally sure what you want to study or do in the future. This is a good time to just try out a bunch of different things and really see what sticks. So in addition to our semester programs, we also offer the Latitudes Year. This is a really unique gap offering that allows students to combine a group semester in the fall with a focused volunteer placement in the spring. So during the fall semester, students will travel with a small group and have an opportunity to develop travel skills, participate in a wide variety of program activities and projects. And then the spring semester is an opportunity to have more independence, really practice those travel skills that you learned during the fall, and then focus on one volunteer project for 3 months. So throughout the Latitudes Year, these students have the opportunity to work with our Latitudes coordinator to identify a volunteer project that's a really great fit for your interests and goals. Volunteer placement examples include marine conservation in Thailand, volunteering on an organic farm in New Zealand, teaching in Nepal, or maybe doing animal rehabilitation in Bolivia. On the Latitudes Year, students have the opportunity to earn up to 36 college credits, and the cost of those college credits is included in our program tuition. So during these presentations, I think it's really important to talk about what Carpe Diem programs are, as well as what our programs are not. So Carpe Diem programs are not easy. This is not a teen tour or a vacation with your best friend or an opportunity to party or hang out on the beach, and our programs are not therapeutic. Conversely, Carpe Diem programs are really intentionally designed to push your comfort zones, help you learn more about your passions and interests, and figure out kind of what you want to do next in the world. This is a really great opportunity to learn how to be a savvy, responsible international traveler. Our programs are rugged, so you'll be staying in basic accommodations, taking local transportation, eating local food, and really just kind of living in a very different way than you're probably used to. Our programs are focused on cultural immersion and going deeper than just the surface level that you may see as a tourist, or maybe when you're on vacation with your family or with friends. Our programs are all structured group experiences, and of course, they're really fast-paced and I think pretty fun too. So in my role at Carpe Diem, I have the opportunity to interview many of our students, and one of the most common questions that comes up is like, what does a typical day look like when you're with Carpe? And so one thing that I think is especially awesome is that every day looks totally different, which I know can be a really welcome change after spending many, many years in the classroom. So you may spend the day working on a service project with your group. Potentially you're on a backpacking trip. Maybe you're playing soccer with a group of local university students, or maybe you're taking language lessons with a local language teacher. And then evenings are generally pretty relaxed, and that's an opportunity to hang out with the other people in your group or take care of your personal needs like journaling, showering, laundry, or maybe connecting with folks back home. So as you're discovering tonight, there's many different gap year programs out there, and I think it can be really hard to tell them apart. Some things that really set Carpe Diem apart are that we're deeply committed to access and equity. We have need-based scholarships, zero interest payment plans, and we also accept 529 tuition funds for our programs. We also have a nonprofit partner called Carpe Mundi that supports low-income first-generation college students to travel on our programs, and we donate over $170,000 per year to their work. All of our programs offer students the option to earn college credit. That's up to 18 credits per semester. And we're experts in the field. We've been running our programs for over 15 years. All of our leaders are wilderness first responders and have extensive experience working with students both in the US and abroad. We also have an on-call medical doctor and a mental health professional available if students do need any additional support during the program. On this next slide, you'll see a little bit more information about our summer, semester, and Latitudes Year tuition. There's quite a range here, and obviously the tuition cost depends on the region that you choose for your program. Wrapping up here, we are currently accepting applications for our spring 2023 and fall 2023 programs, as well as our summer programs. I'll drop a couple links in the chat so you can reference those later on. Applications are accepted on a rolling basis until programs are full, and now is a great time to start making your fall plans. I hope this information was helpful, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.
Great, thank you so much, Anne. We've got 3 more presenters for you this evening. We're going to hop right into Dynamy Internship Year.
Thank you, Jonathan. I'm going to share my screen and we should be good to go. Are we good?
Looks great.
All right, great. There we go. So good evening, everybody. My name is Stephanie Kozlowski. I am the Director of Admissions at Dynamy Internship Year. Dynamy is a great program for students that identify as college bound, but for any reason not college ready. Although that's really common for a lot of gap year programs in general. What sets Dynamy, I think, aside is the fact that, we are a domestic program. We are centrally located right in central Massachusetts. We're about an hour outside of Boston. We take students in high school graduates and even some college students ages 17 to 22. And we focus heavily on career exploration through professional internship opportunities and independent living. Dynamy is we're approaching our 54th year, and we're actually the oldest residential internship gap year program in the world. So it's safe to say Dynamy's been around a long time. And I think that, it kind of says a lot about the program. I've been with the program about 13 years, and I love to tell students about what Dynamy does, because personally, I was one of those students that had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up, or when everybody asked me, what do you want to study for in college? Or, I felt so burnt out and I wasn't completely sure about what I wanted to do. And that's really common for Dynamy students. Again, our students identify as college bound, but not college ready, so having some career exploration opportunities in addition to independent living opportunities, Dynamy is a really good fit for students that maybe want to take a little bit of an academic break, maybe want to chip away at some skills, some independent living skills, and really just kind of solidify and kind of find their focus on life's next step, because ultimately that's our goal for students. It's kind of that buffer for the emerging adult in between kind of where they are and where they want to be, because our whole goal is to help students that, again, they're unsure. We want to help them identify whatever it is that they want to do after Dynamy, whether it's going to college, whether it's going on to another more traditional gap year program, or traveling abroad, going right into the workforce, or even going to a skills or a trade program. We want to help them identify what that is, and then make sure that they're the most prepared for it and have the skills and the confidence and the passion to do that. So I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper into how that all works. When I say career exploration, we're in a great city of Worcester, Massachusetts. If you're not familiar with the area, again, we're about an hour outside of Boston. And Worcester's an older city. Dynamy's, again, been around a long time. It's given us a wide range of internship opportunities for students. And this is really good for that student that has multiple interests or multiple hobbies. And, before they go into a college major, or, potentially, like a lot of folks, or older adults, have a college degree that they're not going to use, because once they actually got that degree or got into the field, realized maybe this isn't actually, that didn't stick. It wasn't for them. There's something else that they're actually a little bit more passionate about. For example, if a student is interested in, media, technology, communications, that's a really wide field. That could be anything from radio stations, TV stations, web design, coding, digital design, that's just one area, but maybe they also want to do something within arts, craftsmanship. They want to work with their hands, blacksmithing, for example, but yet they've always had an interest in education. It gives them a chance to say, hey, do I want to be in front of a classroom? Do I want to work with a younger age group, maybe an older age group, middle school? Doesn't matter, but it's our goal for them to get that day-to-day exposure to those different careers as they're, getting into that college process, and to help solidify what those majors and what those future goals are. As far as independent living, this is a really big piece of the program, obviously, because students are living independently in our apartments with other Dynamy students. Again, independent living is one of those big skills that students aren't always feeling ready or prepared for. But they're also going to need those skills to be successful in college, to be successful in a career and really life's next steps. So they live in Dynamy apartments with other Dynamy students. We have 3 houses. They each have 4 apartments. 3 of those apartments are for students, and 1 of them is for a residential coordinator, which is like an RC in college or a boarding school dorm parent. So it's really just kind of that evening presence. So even though they're living independently, there is that guided support. And they're all very centrally located. We are kind of tucked really closely or in this like beautiful little historic pocket of the city of Worcester, which is wonderful because if you ever, see Dynamy, if you're looking at the houses, you're seeing a neighborhood, it's wonderful. And then there's a lot of area colleges around, and it gives us a great college neighborhood feel. However, we don't have a traditional campus, but our students are living in Worcester, working in Worcester, socializing, kind of everything they're doing is in Worcester. So we like to consider Worcester our campus. Worcester is a great city that has given our students a lot of great opportunities. And if you're interested in seeing the inside of any of the houses or the apartments, feel free to go on our website, take a quick video tour of each of the houses. So when you're thinking about independent living and roommates and kitchens and, what does that look like? You can see the inside of the apartments. And I will put links to all of that in the chat afterwards. So really, really quickly, I'm going to run through this real quick. We have this is pretty much a sample week for how students pretty much spend their time. They do their internships 4 days a week for a total of 28 hours a week. Because on Mondays, they kick off the week with a different series of independent living skills. It could be budgeting and resume building, interview prep, things like that. Everything else on the bottom in the pink is kind of placeholders, things that'll take up their time. They do connect with an advisor that is kind of like that coach, mentor that they'll work with the entire time that they are at Dynamy. They'll help set that up with their potential internships, and then kind of some other things. Their week is pretty structured. They have that free time, nights and weekends. Application process is rolling admissions. It's on our website. I will also put the link to that in the chat. And then this is my contact information. Sorry to wrap up really quickly, but I tend to talk a lot. So I appreciate you listening, and I hope to be in touch.
No worries at all. Appreciate it. As a Bostonian, I can confirm that Worcester is a great city to spend some time in. Will probably be a great spot for a gap year.
Up and coming. Love it.
All right, we got 2 more presenters for you this evening, and we're going to go into Discovery Year.
Thanks, Jonathan. Hi, everybody. My name is Jay. I'm the founder of Discover Year, which you may or may not have ever heard of. I'm joined by one of our graduates, Ariane, here tonight. 6 minutes, as you've all seen now, is not a lot of time. So I will give you a very quick overview of Discover Year, what we do, who we are, and why you might enjoy a Discover Year. And Ariane is going to tell you a little bit about her story. So as you can see here, we're a structured and purposeful gap year. A lot of similarities with Dynamy, actually. So thanks, Stephanie, for setting it up. We are a program that is pretty comprehensive. We've been around. This is our 7th year. We're based in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. We have a recently new campus that's opened in Boston. So we're a comprehensive 1-year program. So we run from July until June. And the whole purpose of a Discovery Year is similar to what Stephanie was saying, help young people better understand who they are, what they want, and really build the skills, the adult skills to go out into the world and achieve their goals once they've set them. So we are based in Ottawa. We have a location in Toronto. So we're basically a virtual program, but we have in-person sessions in Ottawa, Toronto, and Boston. And we also have the opportunity for those that are often far-flung places to do the remote version of the program as well. This year, just to give you a sense, our students come from, the majority of our students are Canadian. We have students from England, Zimbabwe, and Boston as well. This year in the program, we've got 35 students. We're going to anticipate about 50 students next year as we continue to grow. I cannot tell you much about each of these components of the program. That would take too long, but these are the basic, these are the essentials of our program. These 5 components, again, similar to what's been mentioned by a few of the other representatives here tonight. Our students get 1 full day of training, what you might call class time every week, all day on Wednesdays. Our students work real jobs for real cash. They're not internships, so it's paid work. We coach our students on how to be effective in their job search and how to be successful at work. It's a big part of the program. We have a month-long travel period in February. Each student is matched with a personal coach that they meet with twice a month throughout the year. Amazing coaches and mentors. And then our students complete 2 community projects over the course of the year as well. They form their own ideas. They develop and implement their own projects as the year goes on, and they learn a lot about teamwork, communication, project management, time management, etc. Couple things just to talk about what sets us apart. The 1-to-6 ratio in particular is something that's, I think, pretty special about Discovery Year. And there's 2 reasons why we identify the 1-to-6 ratio. The first is that we have this one distinct day of impactful, intentional learning on Wednesdays throughout the year. And the rest of the week is open. Students mostly are spending that time working, but some are working on portfolios, some are, high competitive athletics, some are doing a variety of volunteer opportunities. So the one intentional day of learning where our students build the skills and they go out into the world and they apply those skills in an ongoing way. So it's a bit of a different model than most other programs I've ever come across in the world, and it works really well for our students. The other part of the 1-to-6 ratio is that we have 1 facilitator for every 6 students. So even though it's an educational program, it's very discussion based. It's a very coaching oriented program. So our students year after year after year tell us how they've never felt an environment. That's I think the thing that stands out in my mind is the major distinction between us and many of the other programs, although there's a lot of great programs. Students consistently tell us they've never experienced an environment like this where they've been so seen, so heard, so connected to others while sharing really vulnerable, important things in their lives. Because of the environment and the structure and all of the different components of the program, we've seen consistently that all of our students across all of our years leave with 4 major basic skills and competencies and characteristics. Number 1, self-awareness. They leave with a much better understanding of who they are, what they're good at, what they're interested in, what they care about, what maybe they're not as good at. And they have much more direction about how they want to live their lives holistically, both in terms of what job they want to have, what school they might want to do, and who they want to be. Second thing is that they all say, parents included, my son or daughter has so much more confidence leaving this program. So they have not only a better awareness of who they are, but they're much more confident to pursue the things they care about now that they've really identified them and built confidence to do that. We spend a ton of time working on communication skills, listening skills, speaking skills, writing skills. So our students have a much better idea in a non-academic setting of how to communicate really effectively in all areas of their lives. And our students meet dozens and dozens of mentors and really cool, really successful people who tell them all about their failures and their successes. And our students leave with so much more resilience every year because they come to learn that failures are a big part of life. They're an important part. And if you look at them the correct way, it's more like learning than it is failure. I don't know how many minutes that was, but over now to Ariane to tell you a little bit about her experience, why she did Discovery Year and what she got out of it.
Hi, so as Jay mentioned, I'm a Discovery Year alumni, and all of the components mentioned helped me grow tremendously. So 2 years ago, when I was approaching my high school graduation, I was really, really anxious and overwhelmed with all the choices I had to make and didn't really know what I wanted to do and was definitely not ready to go to post-secondary after spending 2 years isolated in my room. Discovery Year was exactly what I needed. I gained some valuable work experience, met incredible people who excelled in their fields, and learned a bunch of skills that weren't taught to me or prioritized in school. Through the 2 community service projects and my first solo trip ever, I built skills and practice skills such as budgeting, public speaking, and project management, which is all things I hadn't really done before. And in addition, through many conversations with like-minded people and the personal coaching, I really got a better understanding of who I was, what I wanted, and especially what I was capable of. All of this ultimately gave me the confidence to decide to move for university. So rather than going to university in Ottawa, as I had originally planned, I moved about 2 hours away to Kingston, and I'm currently studying computer science at the University of Queens, which isn't something I had planned or thought I would ever do.
Awesome. Thanks, Ariane. That was wonderful. I wish we had more time to hear from you, but thank you. That was great. Okay, just a couple of things. If you would like to hear more from Ariane and students like her in our program, our open house, our fall open house, actually, as it happens, is this coming Tuesday. So we'll share a link in the chat, and you can go and check out the website and sign up for the open house. We do 2-hour open houses, and usually that's enough time to help people begin only to understand our program. It's pretty complicated. It's multifaceted, and it takes a little bit of time for people to really absorb it. So we invite you to come along. You can also connect with Ariane or one of our other ambassadors at any time, really, through the website. You can message our program coordinator, Alexi. She can set all that up. Our application period opens November 23rd. So as I mentioned, it's a 1-year program. So we begin in July. So it's a 12-month program, and applications are open until June the 4th. So they open November 23rd. First round ends in February, and then rolling admissions until June the 4th. One thing that I do want to mention tonight too, we've heard a lot of feedback over the last number of years as we've explored, in particular, the US gap year market more and more. We've had a lot of requests for shorter programs. So we established this as a 1-year program for very specific reasons. And now as time has passed, and we've done the 1 year really successfully, we are adventuring off into shorter programs. So we'll be sharing more information about those. So if you're thinking, oh, this sounds interesting, but I don't want to do the full year, we will have shorter term programming coming up available as of the fall. And if you sign up for our newsletters, or if you visit our website, you'll eventually have more information on those. So thanks, everybody. I hope that wasn't over 6 minutes, but I also, like Stephanie, talk a lot. So I hope we wrapped it up. And again, thanks, Ariane. Thanks to all of you for taking the time to be with us tonight. Very nice to be with you. And we hope to see you at the open house.
Thank you so much. We have one final presentation for you this evening. A representative from that group was unable to join us. But I have a video prepared to play from them. So I will play that, and then we will close things out tonight. So give me 1 minute to get that set up, and we're going to hear from EuropeGap. And in the chat, if there's any problems with the audio or anything, just let me know, and I'll try to get it worked out. All right.
So my name is Ricky Martin, and I founded EuroGap because it was an opportunity to take everything that I love in life and pull it all together. Travelling is just such a huge part of EuropeGap.
And what about their time spent in Portrush? What are they going to be doing when they're here?
So it depends a little bit on which program they decide to do. We have a lot of exciting things to do in general. There'll be surfing, kayaking, coasteering, hiking, and depending if they're on our arts program, obviously they'll be doing some more specialist artistic pieces of work, and our leadership program likewise, they'll be doing more leadership focused.
Okay, so what should students on these programs expect to achieve, or what are they going to come away with from these programs?
I want our students to leave EuropeGap feeling more confident in themselves, to be able to have realised that there's a lot more to life than looking at the screen on your phone. I want us to show our students that they need to look up and look around them and see what's actually going on in the world. Really, people who are looking to maybe discover themselves a little bit, make new friends, and learn new skills as well. So whether that be leadership skills or how to excel in photography or watercolours.
So tell me a little bit about the leadership program.
Okay, so the leadership program, it's an 11-week program. Roughly about 5 weeks of that will be spent travelling, as I said, across Ireland, Scotland and Europe. The leadership element of the program itself is intrinsically entwined throughout the whole program. So that's from using our TEDx talking partners, teaching our students how to really effectively communicate and listen. But the really exciting part is working with Paul. So Paul grew up in a family where sort of old school hunting, gathering and living in the wild was a real part of his childhood. And he'll be teaching our students how to thrive in the wilderness. So how to make tools, build shelter, make fire, build tools, and at the very end of it, the students will actually live in the wilderness for 2 nights in an ancient Irish woodland, obviously with Paul by their side to help them as and when they need it, and it'll be an absolute once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Okay. What about the European arts, or the Celtic European arts as you're calling it?
So Celtic European arts is for students who are you don't necessarily have to be an artist already, but have a desire to explore your artistic talents. We have got a team of some of the best artists in Northern Ireland. They specialise in ceramics, photography, literature, watercolours, glasswork and more. The students will get a chance to be taught by their tutors and then pick a specific element of that they want to focus on, and they'll actually make their own piece of art, whether that be writing a poem or painting a picture, whatever they decide to do, and we'll have an end of semester exhibition where they can show off their masterpieces.
Excellent. Okay, Ricky, listen, thanks for all of that. I mean, what sort of a student do you expect to have applying for your EuroGap program, and really what's unique about your program that they would want to come and spend 11-12 weeks of their EuroGap year with you?
So our students are generally students who have just finished high school, and they have got an open mind and are ready to do something exciting and explore a whole new aspect of life that they've never visited before. So we're the only program that will take you all around Ireland, as well as visiting Scotland and going to mainland Europe. If you are the sort of person that wants to put yourself out there, try something new, make new friends, visit new countries, try new foods, listen to new languages, be immersed in the Irish culture, go to traditional Irish music nights, dance in the streets in Dublin, have a laugh, and really come out after 11 weeks feeling like you're just the best of yourself that you can be, then we want to help you on that journey, and you should come and visit us at EuropeGap.
And where do we find out a little bit more about you at EuropeGap?
Go to EuropeGap.com. You can fill out our contact form, and we would absolutely love to set up a video call, meet you, meet your parents, answer any questions that you might have, and let you ask us anything you want really, and hopefully it won't be too long until we see you in Portrush.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, and that's going to close us out for the second session of the TeenLife Live Virtual Gap Year Fair, and that will end the entire fair. So both sessions should be sent out as a recording tomorrow, so you can share them or check out anything you might have missed. And we really appreciate all of our presenters and all of our attendees here at the Gap Year Virtual Fair. And we'll see you next time. We have a summer fair coming up next month, so please do. Thanks, everyone.